chill to kick off. We've got some exchange of details happening, that's important. Yeah, so I'll kick off. Obviously, before we start, I just wanted to do a bit of grounding, a couple of deep breaths or whatever you do, but also to, really connect to the floor, kind of feel where your feet and your shoes connect with the ground, and acknowledge that this is Aboriginal land, and I need to pay respects to the Turrbal people of the Brisbane region, the Yagara people of the south, and also specifically the Yugambeh language-speaking people of the Logan City region, where I have the privilege to live and work, and thank them for their role in the development of that region. So with that out of the way, I will get started. Hello, how are we? That's the title of my presentation. Firstly, so you know who you're talking to. I'm a visual artist first and foremost, but I'm also a speaker, peer mentor, and community worker. My first experiences of mental health go back to when I was 5, probably younger. My first diagnosis was at age 16, so I do consider myself a peer in the youth mental health space, even though I'm pushing 30. I'm known in all the boroughs. I work with a few different organisations that I really hope to link you in with at the end of this presentation, so do stick around for that, or come and grab me whenever, like I'm always down to chat. I want to quickly tell you what to expect from today. It's not a very conventional presentation. It's going to be all these things. It's going to be wild. If you're a no fun allowed kind of person, this show probably isn't for you. I'm so sorry. But also, it's not about you. So my time here with you today is about young people, children, adolescents, emerging adults. I'm going to say some confrontational things that you will likely disagree with, and that's okay. Just hold on to your seats, keep an open mind, and remember that this presentation may be for you, but it's not about you. We're here to challenge ourselves and get a little bit uncomfortable and grow together. So, at the start of this PowerPoint presentation, when you walked in, there were some pictures, and they're all pictures of the same thing, which is this tarot card. I'm a fan of tarot. It's a mystical thing, but it's also kind of philosophical, and importantly, it gives us insight from visual representations and relationships, which is something that artists do a lot. The words I'm about to read you are by Bridget Esselmont of Biddy Tarot. Definitely check her out, and I thank her for describing this card so eloquently and succinctly. I want you to listen to what this card means, and then hold it as an intention for the rest of our time here. All right. So Bridget says, the Three of Pentacles shows a young stonemason working with his tools on a portion of a cathedral. In front of him, 2 architects hold the plans for the design. The soaring ceilings and intricate engravings signify that both parties are skilled in their respective crafts. The stonemason appears to be discussing his progress so far with the architects, and even though he is less experienced, they value his opinion and specialist knowledge. Their body language insinuates that this young man is an essential contributor to the cathedral's completion, and the architects want to make sure that everyone is on the same page. So in terms of the meaning of this card, I want to frame this in terms of the dynamic between the differently experienced. You might see this in your relationships with young people, as a young person, or in your life as an adult. Bridget's interpretation is the Three of Pentacles represents the value of different ideas and levels of experience in collaboration. The architects respect the specialist knowledge of the stonemason, and the stonemason appreciates the wisdom and experience of the architects. Even though their backgrounds, experience levels, and expertise are very different, they can come together to share their insight in a way that creates synergy and improves the finished product. There is no us and them or any sense of superiority. Instead, each person has something to offer and is willing to learn from the others involved in the project. Everyone is getting the job done collectively and contributes to the group through active listening and sharing. As you work on projects with others, acknowledge the value that each person brings to the table. You will also learn from each member of the team when you see his or her unique contribution. So reversed, because there's always a downside, especially in tarot, the Three of Pentacles suggests you may be grappling with a lack of harmony. You're not on the same page as one another, or you're not listening or valuing one another's opinions and ideas. There may also be present a lack of respect, with individuals trying to prove themselves and gain superiority over others. The Three of Pentacles reversed can also point out where work is mundane, where your contributions and experience go unappreciated or undervalued. There is not much opportunity for growth and advancement, and you feel as if your skills and capabilities are not being utilised. So because I've used Matilda as my example here, I've got to use other archetypes from film and say, kill the parents, figuratively speaking, of course. Richard Williams, who's a fantastic animation director, has the saying, kill your babies, which is about working painfully. So of course this is hyperbole. So my working theory here is wherever we see brilliant, brave young individuals destined for great things in media and popular culture, we very rarely see their parents. And I like to think it's because we don't see young people as their own people unless they're striking it out on their own. And generally speaking, young people can have a hard time seeing themselves as capable and unique individuals unless they're on their own too. So we have the orphan archetype. Due to the fact that I don't legitimately advocate for parricide, my theoretical sidestep from the orphan archetype is the apprentice archetype. Or as I like to say, where the hell is my Hogwarts letter? You know, where is my invitation to fulfill my destiny and become my true self in a letter delivered by an owl, you know. Because a lot of us are denied the upright Three of Pentacles relationship when we're young. We're usually stuck in controlling and patronizing situations instead of flourishing with the support and help of secure and separate adults. Read, not actually dead parents, but secure and separate adults. It takes a lot of differentiation and disruption to break free of old patterns and into healthy relationships, like a house-sized bunch of balloons kind of disruption. Okay. So animated film is actually where I found two super compelling examples of the artist's apprentice and how this dynamic is so empowering. Both examples I'm about to show you are between a young main character and an artist. This isn't to say that other kinds of grown-ups don't make amazing mentors, because they absolutely do. But my theory, and I'm biased because I am an artist and I love art so much, is that artists are especially adept at helping young people, because at their best they can be some of the most sensitive, perceptive, responsive, flexible, compassionate, and forward-thinking people on the planet. And at their worst they can be Picasso. Like, look him up, his personal history is horrendous. Moving on. The first example is The Iron Giant. Watch this film if you haven't already, it's amazing. Here our young protagonist Hogarth is an adventurous and progressive kid in 50s America surrounded by Cold War politics, which forces him into secrecy when he forms a relationship with a gigantic metal robot. Funnily enough, I won't talk about that relationship, but rather Hogarth's bond with Dean, a beatnik artist who shares Hogarth's secret and protects the Iron Giant in his scrapyard, where he makes experimental sculpture and artisanal metalwork. I'm going to show you a video that will give some context and show you some amazing animation as well.
All right, who's out there? Hey, I know you. Squirrel Boy. Like known as Hogarth. Come on inside, kid. Sorry, go be surprised how many people want to steal your crap. Once I turn it into art, I can't give it. Whatever. Junk man who sells art or artist who sells junk. Tell me.
I like it. And listen, you're not gonna kill my mom, are you? She doesn't know now.
Don't worry, kid. Look, it's not my salary report got any authority. I'm gonna have some coffee. Milk? What, milk?
Coffee's fine. And turkey? Okay.
I don't know. This is espresso. It's like coffee Zilla.
So you don't